With its 16 mountain passes, the Great Alpine Road runs for 684 kilometres, from Thonon-les-Bains in the Haute-Savoie region to Menton in the Alpes-Maritimes. We're off in search of those who live and work along this mythic route. Our first stop is Beaufortin, with its stunning views over the massif of the Mont Blanc. It's a real magnet for hikers.
Now we've done all these zigzags, we passed the cowherd's point, that's the chalet behind us, and now we're heading to the Fauclas Lake. It will depend on what we're going to be able to climb. There's so much to do in Beaufortin.
It's beautiful.
It's stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We're discovering this massif for the first time. We're eager to see more.
The final stop on their trek is the Roseland Dam. Its construction back in 1955 was controversial, to say the least.
Une des pièces maîtresses de l'équipement du bassin de l'Isère, le barrage de Roseland, double barrage puisqu'il se compose d'un ouvrage du type voûte surmonté d'un autre à contrefort, soit 145 mètres de hauteur, s'achève alors que la première mise en eau vient d'avoir lieu.
The construction of the barrage meant that the village of Roseland had to be flooded. The Chapel of St. Mary Magdalene is one building that survived. This road might simply be a means of getting from A to B for some, but for others it's a place of work. Olivier grazes his cows along the route, which could explain why their milk makes one particular local treasure taste so good.
It will be used to make reblochon cheese.
4 litres is used for each wheel.
Real milk from the Alps.
Olivier chose a local breed, the Tarine, who can endure this tough terrain.
They're a very rustic animal. They graze all along the Great Alpine Road. You can find them everywhere.
A little further on, Jean-François makes his living from the woods and forests nestled in these mountains.
If you sit down, you won't earn anything.
An employee at the sawmill, he moves these 450-kilo trunks in order to cut them. At one time, this was a very dangerous profession.
Nowadays, we don't touch a single piece of wood. It's all automated. The timber here is attached to a chain and lifted with a crane. It's all automatic.
Beyond the Iseran Pass, the landscape changes as we edge closer and closer to the Mediterranean Sea. A haven for bikers, this stretch of the road is dotted with welcome little pit stops. Intrinsically linked to this region, this is just one of the so-called refuges Napoleon.
They were bequeathed by Napoleon I and set up by Napoleon III. It was a way to thank the locals who helped Napoleonic troops returning from their campaign in Italy.
Napoleon had been particularly touched by the kindness of the people in this region. Our journey ends in the town of Briançon, with its famous Vauban citadel. The 17th century military fortress looks out over 5 valleys. Simon Liberal was born here and knows this region like the back of his hand.
I have to show you Briançon, which really comes into its own here. In this direction, you have the Serre-Chevalier Valley, which leads to Grenoble and the Savoie. And here you have the Durance Valley, which leads down to Marseille and Gap. We're so far away from everything here, and we have this feeling that nothing can happen to us. That's why it's great to live here. There's nothing to fear. We're surrounded by mountains and somewhat trapped by them.
Trapped may be, but with extraordinary views to wake up to every day. It's this that makes Simon and his friends want to preserve the living heritage of the region.
Is it you that does everything?
Yes, we haven't called anyone for help yet.
Their goal is to save this 1,500 square metre military building from ruin.
The building is so impressive and so beautiful that we immediately fell in love with it. We liked it from the very beginning and realized that it was one of the places where we could live.
This harmony between man and nature is just one of the many reasons why so many stop off and stay along the Great Alpine Road and don't just drive on by.